How did the Lily drone, with its cutting-edge design and remarkable advantages, go from being a game changer to declaring bankruptcy almost overnight? This is a fascinating story you won't want to miss. Join me as we explore this captivating tale filled with insights and lessons.
Welcome to Leo's Everyday Tech.
Part 1. The Rise and Fall of the Lily Drone.
In 2013, fresh out of UC Berkeley, Antoine Balleresque had a moment of inspiration during a family trip. He noticed his mother was always behind the camera, capturing memories for everyone else, but rarely appearing in the photos herself. This heartfelt realization sparked an ambitious idea: to create a flying camera that could effortlessly capture moments for everyone, including the photographer. Motivated by this simple yet powerful vision, Antoine teamed up with his classmate Henry Bradlow and started Lily Robotics from their garage, embracing the entrepreneurial spirit of Silicon Valley. Their mission: to build a drone that operated as a flying camera, making aerial photography accessible without complicated controls. After a year of development, the Lily drone was officially unveiled in May 2015 during a talk Antoine gave at UC Berkeley's Haas School of Business. The announcement featured a jaw-dropping demo video. The drone, resembling two discs clicked together, was compact and portable. To launch it, users could simply unfold its propellers, toss it into the air, and watch it autonomously take flight. It required no remote control, could track and film its user automatically, and even floated if it landed in water. At the time, existing drones, including those from DJI, were more complex and lacked foldable designs, making Lily's simplicity and portability a game changer. The global tech community was captivated. The company opened pre-orders on its website for $499 per unit, and within a short period, over 60,000 orders poured in, raising approximately $34 million. With significant funding and a massive fan base eagerly awaiting the product, Lily Robotics seemed poised for success. But just 18 months later, in January 2017, the company shocked everyone by announcing its bankruptcy. What could have gone so disastrously wrong for a startup with such a promising product and loyal following? Stay tuned as we dive into the twists and turns behind Lily Robotics' meteoric rise and sudden fall.
Part 2. The little-known story behind Lily's fall.
David Lee, a veteran in the open hardware community and an insider to the events, has shed light on the little-known story behind the rise and fall of the Lily drone. What really happened after the record-breaking crowdfunding campaign? Like many hardware startups, the Lily team turned to Shenzhen, the global hub for hardware innovation, to find manufacturing partners after their crowdfunding success. Known for its rapid prototyping capabilities, cost-effective small-batch production, and extensive supply chains, Shenzhen is a go-to destination for bringing hardware projects to life. At the heart of Shenzhen lies Huaqiang Bay, the world's largest electronics market. This sprawling maze of factories and workshops also fosters a unique organization known as the Chief Engineers Club. These technical elites thrive on challenges, often competing to replicate trending projects from platforms like Kickstarter. When Lily's concept video debuted in 2015, the club quickly took notice. Within weeks, an engineer successfully built a functional prototype of the Lily drone, replicating its core features, albeit with rougher execution. This achievement earned the engineer the honor of hosting the club's next dinner. In 2016, Lily's founders arrived in Shenzhen, backed by millions in crowdfunding, seeking manufacturing partners. They turned to David Lee for guidance. David welcomed them warmly, introducing them to Shenzhen's manufacturing landscape and even showing them a video of the reverse-engineered Lily drone prototype. "Look," he said, "they've already built it, and it costs only around $100 to produce. You could use this as a base, optimize it, and bring it to market." The reaction from the Lily founders, however, was far from what David expected. They were outraged, viewing the prototype as a blatant infringement of their intellectual property. They threatened legal action to protect their IP, a move that left David unimpressed. "If you're starting with lawyers and lawsuits, I'm out," David remarked. stepping away from the collaboration. After this meeting, Lily lost a golden opportunity to partner with the Chief Engineers Club, a group whose technical expertise and manufacturing agility could have propelled Lily's production forward. This misstep would prove to be a key turning point in Lily's story, setting the stage for the company's eventual downfall.
Part 3. Lost in Shenzhen.
After parting ways with David Lee, Lily's founders found themselves at a crossroads. They had no way to identify the individuals who had reverse-engineered their design, making legal action impossible. Left without a clear path forward, they decided to take an alternative approach by hiring several US-born Chinese consultants fluent in Mandarin. These consultants, intended to bridge the cultural and language gap, came at a steep cost of $100,000. Armed with their new advisors, Lily's team embarked on a citywide search for a manufacturing partner. But Shenzhen's factories treated newcomers and seasoned insiders very differently. For knowledgeable clients, factories often offered competitive prices and favorable terms. For outsiders, especially those perceived as inexperienced, the rules changed. Mandatory upfront deposits and higher prototyping costs became the norm. Lily's lack of manufacturing expertise, combined with their reliance on ill-informed consultants, left them vulnerable. Prototyping costs quickly spiraled, and without a systematic approach to factory selection, funds were wasted. On top of these manufacturing expenses, the team also incurred significant costs for consultant fees, transportation, and even social activities intended to foster relationships with factory representatives. Shenzhen, while a manufacturing powerhouse, is also a city of extravagant entertainment. To build rapport with potential partners, Lily's team frequently found themselves in karaoke bars, KTVs, and other high-cost venues, believing this was the key to securing deals. The team appeared busy, but their efforts were directionless. They failed to secure a reliable manufacturing partner, and no functional prototypes emerged from their efforts. After 6 months, Lily's funds were nearly depleted. By early 2017, Lily Robotics had no choice but to declare bankruptcy. So, where did it all go wrong for Lily Robotics? Stay tuned. We'll uncover the key lessons from their journey and how others can avoid the same fate.
Part 4. The root causes behind Lily's failure. Lack of understanding of Shenzhen's manufacturing practice.
Shenzhen's manufacturing ecosystem operates under its own unique rules. Factories often create samples not for commercial gain, but as a way to showcase their capabilities to potential clients. These prototypes are usually displayed in showrooms, giving customers the option to produce identical products or request customizations. Factories in Shenzhen typically do not have the capacity or intention to sell products directly. As such, creating a prototype does not constitute infringement. True infringement occurs only when another client copies the design and brings it to market. Unfortunately, Lily's founders misunderstood this practice, perceiving the replicated prototype as a direct threat to their intellectual property. Their response was rooted in emotion rather than strategy. By framing the situation as an IP violation without first understanding the context, they missed the chance to work with a talented engineer who had reverse-engineered their product. In fact, the Lily team has no real conflict of interest with the talented engineer, and a partnership could have turned this into a win-win situation. If they had approached the manufacturer with patience and curiosity, they might have been able to fast-track the product's market launch.
Underestimating the complexity of product engineering.
The functional design of the Lily drone was highly advanced, which also meant that transitioning it to mass production posed significant engineering challenges. From selecting core components and matching motor performance to optimizing costs and integrating hardware, each step required overcoming substantial technical hurdles. One engineer from Shenzhen's Chief Engineers Club managed to replicate the drone's core functionality solely by analyzing its video, without access to blueprints or internal documentation, while keeping production costs at approximately $100. Such expertise is extraordinarily rare, even within the industry. The Lily founders, along with their team of consultants, spent 6 months but were unable to find a suitable engineering team. This was not due to a lack of effort, but because they underestimated the scarcity of top-tier engineering talent. In fact, among the hundreds of factories in Shenzhen, only a handful of teams might have the capability to handle such a complex engineering process. Lily's founders were brilliant innovators, but they lacked experience in product engineering. The consultants they hired, while capable in other areas, did not bridge this critical gap. To illustrate this, let me share a personal experience. At a major IT company I worked for, we had both an AI research lab and a dedicated engineering team. Initially, the research team handed its early innovations directly to project teams. However, it quickly became apparent that these early-stage prototypes, though functional, were poorly coded, hard to maintain, and far from ready for commercial use. Our chief engineer famously quipped, "Scientists write code that works, but engineers write code that lasts." To bridge the gap, the company formed a dedicated engineering center to refine and standardize the research output, ensuring it met the stringent requirements of large-scale deployment. This division of contribution mirrors the relationship between climbers and Sherpas in summiting Mount Everest. While the climbers receive the glory, their success depends on the unseen efforts of the Sherpas. Lily's founders were exceptional climbers, but they lacked skilled Sherpas to support them. Without the right talent, they were unable to overcome the engineering hurdles necessary for mass production.
Part 5. What if Lily Robotics had made different choices?
While history cannot be rewritten, Lily Robotics' story leaves us pondering. Could things have turned out differently if key decisions had been made another way? Let's explore the alternate paths that might have shaped a brighter future for the Lily drone.
If they had hired industry experts like David Lee,
Had Lily's founders acknowledged their unfamiliarity with Shenzhen's manufacturing ecosystem and enlisted an industry insider like David Lee as a consultant, the outcome could have been vastly different. David's deep understanding of the region's manufacturing processes and cultural nuances, along with his extensive network, could have guided the team away from costly mistakes. Under expert guidance, Lily could have saved time and money, avoiding the pitfalls that ultimately drained their resources and derailed their vision.
if they had found a strong engineering team,
A skilled engineering team with expertise in productization could have been a game changer. With the right partners, Lily's founders could have focused on refining their innovative features and iterating on their design, rather than struggling with prototypes and production hurdles. Even if they had continued to spend heavily during their 6-month stint in Shenzhen, a lower production cost and efficient engineering could have left them with enough capital to deliver their product. While the initial version might have had some flaws or incomplete features, it would have secured their place in the market, providing a foundation for future improvements.
if Lily had succeeded, what would DJI's future look like?
Lily's bankruptcy in January 2017 cleared the way for DJI to dominate the consumer drone market. 8 years later, DJI's Mavic series fulfilled many of the promises Lily once made: autonomous tracking, a built-in camera, and user-friendly operation. Yet, even the Mavic doesn't achieve full waterproofing like Lily envisioned. In 2016, Lily's design was groundbreaking. DJI, though already a leader in flight control systems, lagged in obstacle avoidance and tracking features at the time. Its consumer drone lineup had not yet solidified its dominance in the portable category. Had Lily succeeded in launching a functional product, its disruptive design and features could have reshaped the competitive landscape, potentially forcing DJI to accelerate its innovation roadmap or risk losing market share.
Lessons from Lily Robotics.
Lily's failure was not a result of technical shortcomings, but of a deeper misunderstanding of the manufacturing ecosystem, an underestimation of engineering challenges, and cultural missteps in collaboration. The founders, brilliant as designers and visionaries, lacked the engineering expertise and open-mindedness necessary to turn their dream into reality. History may not allow for what-ifs, but Lily's story offers invaluable lessons for future entrepreneurs. It reminds us that innovation alone isn't enough. It requires a willingness to learn from others, build strong partnerships, and recognize the value of diverse expertise. For startups aiming to disrupt industries, Lily's legacy serves as both a cautionary tale and a source of inspiration.
Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tech tips and tricks. See you in the next one.